Welcome to Brown's FM Radio Pet Stories. A neighborhood bunny rescue turns into a lifelong friendship as Malika shares the story of her quirky rabbit, Peter, whose picky tastes and morning routines prove that sometimes pets really are family.
Malika, welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you, sir.
How did you and Peter meet? How did you guys find each other?
So I lived in Utah in a neighborhood, and they're a little more close-knit in the area. Everybody kind of talks to everybody. And I got a text message saying, "Oh my gosh, a rabbit had bunnies in my garage. Does anyone want a bunny?" I sent my son over, and he actually came back with two, Augustus and Peter. We called Augustus Augie for short, and then Peter was just Peter the rabbit. Augie was brown and white. Peter was all black. And Augie actually passed away like probably 2 months into having both of them. Peter was our survivor.
How long have you had Peter running around your house?
I was doing the math, and I believe he will be 10 next year.
Wow, that's cool. And share a little bit about how you and him bond.
Okay, so rabbits are funny. They don't like to cuddle. They don't like to be cuddled and picked up. They feel very vulnerable because part of their defense is thumping and biting. So if you pick them up off the ground and try to snuggle, they feel like, oh my gosh, they're about to eat me. So what we do is we'll lay down on the ground and he'll come put his head next to ours. He does kiss my kids, like he'll kiss their hands while they're petting him. But how bunnies love on each other is they groom each other. If we're like wiping his eyes, because they do get eye infections quite frequently. It's a normal thing. You just want to keep them clean, keep the eyes clean. He'll feel like he's being groomed if we're gentle enough. So he'll come and he'll lick on a hand or something and let you know I'm grooming you too. This is a mutual thing. The other thing is like with him in the morning, he greets me every morning. Like I cannot get my coffee even started before I give him a little piece of banana because he's right there. Hi, I'm here. You need to go check my cage, make sure I have water, make sure I have food. And so I do all those things before I even get my coffee. And then he'll come back 2 or 3 times. And when I say a little piece of banana, 2 millimeters, like barely a nibble. But mostly you always want to make sure at all times they have fresh water and you want to make sure they have fresh. He will remind me. That's one of our rituals is he'll be like, I'm here because they don't talk. So they're very independent.
That's very beautiful. And then in terms of his personality, would you share a little bit about his personality and his uniquenesses?
As I was telling you before, he shakes his head no when he doesn't want something or he doesn't want you to pick him up or he's mad at you. He flops the ears. They go back and forth. And he lets you know that's absolutely unacceptable. He does some thumping. When he's really upset, he'll thump. And we know, yep, we've really upset him. Because part of his thing being 10, even though he's neutered, he does have to do antibiotics occasionally for the eye infections. So when we're giving him the antibiotics, yeah, he will definitely thump. He will even bite, but it doesn't hurt, but it gets your attention if he's not in the mood for that. And like I said, he'll tell me no, because I'll tell him, yeah, you took your medicine, good job. And he's, no, don't even talk to me. He's just shaking his head and he'll put his back to you. Like he'll turn around and you can't, he's just, I don't care. I'm not turning around. I'm very upset with you right now. And he like warms back up to us a little bit later, about 20 minutes. But he's not vocal, but he definitely communicates, which is interesting because they don't make any noise unless you're killing them, basically. If they scream, you're in trouble. Something is really wrong with your rabbit, and it's a very high-pitched scream. They do purr, though, which is funny because when he's happy, like when I give him his side salad, and we'll get into that later, he'll purr. And it's like a cat, and I know he's very happy. So he does communicate either way. When he's pissed or when he's happy.
You mentioned the side salad. So what's his feeding routine then?
So I always make sure he has Timothy. It's very important. They have to have Timothy. Also fresh lettuce. And you cannot do iceberg. Iceberg is very dangerous. It's a diuretic. You're going to have diarrhea everywhere. And I hate to say that. It's gross. But it's true. The runs is maybe a better word to say. But when you give him, I give him the fresh lettuce, the tender, like the young variety. It's like a variety of there's purple, and I'll give him 2 pieces of that and like the size of my thumb. Like you don't overdo it, but you do want to give him a little bit of an option and a little bit of carrot tops. The main thing is Timothy hay. You want to fill their bowl with Timothy hay.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is them chewing, that is what keeps them from getting infections. It's necessary that they have that crunchy something to work their teeth. And then obviously fresh water, significant, they'll do it as they want. Another thing is the salt, and I would definitely recommend dropping that in and pulling it out, because Peter got addicted to it. Like he was not doing anything else but licking the salt wheel. That's all he was doing. And I had to take the salt out to get him to do other stuff because it's a treat. It's not a regular. So yeah, we had that issue with him and he was very upset because we took it away and he was looking for it. But it is good to give it to him every now and then. Can't stress enough the Timothy hay and the pellets.
You mentioned pellets. Now, do you use the pellets primarily for the food when you are giving him the Timothy hay?
Okay, so the pellets are made of Timothy hay. I put those in his food dish, and that's what I was getting to next, is I put the pine bedding underneath, but I put the Timothy hay, the fresh Timothy hay, on top because he was getting eye infections from the pine whatever, and I don't even know if it was that, honestly. To offset that, I put the Timothy hay on top, and he eats that naturally. So he goes in, and one section of his cage, he doesn't sit in a cage, he runs freely, by the way. But when he goes into his cage, one section is where he'll use the bathroom. I use it for bedding. But on the other side of it, I pile it up and he eats through that during the day as he wants to. And I put, like, by a pile, I mean about a handful of a pile in the corner, and it's just in its natural form. And then I have the pellets, because the pellets, when you buy food for them, a lot of times it'll include pellets and it'll have other stuff in there.
And then what are you using for the treats then?
Of course, the side salad. That's Peter's favorite thing. And I actually have learned to put out the regular food first till he's eaten, when I notice he's done, and he goes back in, he eats probably twice a day. I put out about 1/8 of a cup of the food that has the pellets in it. When I notice that he's eaten all that stuff, then if he's still moseying around, that's when I put in the side salad and I put it on top of the pellets. And so what happens is he's still eating some more hay because he gets in there and he looks. I noticed that there's not anything that he doesn't eat, but he does eat some things faster. Like he'll eat the fruit in the side salad. I think it's mango or papayas in there. He'll eat that first, and then he'll look around and see what else is in there. But yeah, it's a side salad. When I put that amount of side salad is probably 2 tablespoons. Like I don't put a whole handful in there because he will eat that over the hay. He's a smart bunny. That's his favorite thing. But he knows if he eats all the stuff in there, I'll go back in and check, and then he's going to get that treat. Or he'll bug me about it. And he does get an attitude, like I was telling you before, if I don't have any side salad after he's done all his eating and he's feeling like a big boy and he's waiting for his treat and I'm out of side salad, which was, I ran into the problem of trying to find it, and I'm sure we'll talk about that later. He will have an attitude, and that doesn't last 20 minutes. That lasts an hour. He's, nope, don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Don't tell me I'm cute. Don't tell me I'm handsome. I don't want to hear it until you get my side salad in there.
What did you call that attitude last time?
Bunny tude.
Bunny tude. That's so hilarious.
And it's true. It's real. And it's hard to take because you're thinking they're so cute, and no, I don't want to be cute right now. Get the side salad, then we can talk.
That's funny. And so do you get your Timothy hay and your side salad and the rabbit food all at the same place, or do you get it from different?
Since you brought that up, so where I'm located, the whole reason you and I started talking is because I reached out because I was desperate to find where it's being carried, because I usually shop at Walmart, and nothing against Walmart. They did carry it for a small time. And so I was excited because I found it there, and I was like, oh, okay, I don't have to do anything. Tractor Supply, though, is my go-to for his food. And Tractor Supply stopped for a little while, the one to where I'm at, stopped for a little while carrying it. And I don't know, from what I understand, they're getting ready to again, so I'm super excited.
Nice.
But how I was introduced into the side salad was I was getting him the Timothy hay there, the browns,
Mhm.
And I was like, I want to do something special for him, mix it up a little bit. Let me look at these different treats. And side salad sounded perfect. I looked at the ingredients. It sounded great. There was nothing that was going to offend his stomach in any way. The vet had given me some guidelines for treats, and side salad fit it perfectly.
Here's your Brown's quick tip. Limit treat frequency. Keep treats, especially those with high sugar or fruit content, to no more than 5% of the diet. Overfeeding treats can lead to obesity and digestive issues. And that's your Brown's quick tip. Back to the show.
So I bought, like I said, when I buy the pellets and I buy the fresh Timothy hay. But with the side salad, I noticed it motivated him to eat. Because it's like boring. It's like with us, if things get boring, this kicks it up a notch. I know this is coming in a minute. I'm going to finish all the yucky stuff on the plate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I get dessert or whatever. I get my treats. That's how we're groomed to eat from little. You eat all your vegetables. It's the same thing with bunnies. And he would go in there, but he wasn't super excited. You know what I mean? It's just, oh, yay, hey, blah, blah, blah. Soon as I opened up the side salad, I put 2 tablespoons in there. When I tell you, whatever he wasn't eating, the bowl was licked clean. The bowl was there was nothing left over. So that's what motivated me to start with the side salads, is I realized that got Peter excited about eating. Because we haven't discussed it yet, but my son passed away, and he was very sad when my son passed. And so he was just existing because my son was his person. You know what I mean? And so he would eat what was necessary, but he wasn't going the extra mile. And then we threw in some cranberries. Like, when I say that, I have to be specific, like a cranberry a day, okay? Because they're very bad for your bunnies. They have a lot of sugar in them. But he was getting hooked on the cranberries. So I went into Tractor Supply trying to find something similar that was a healthy alternative that the vet had given me as options. She gave me a list of stuff and was like, cranberries a no, right? And so when I found it in Tractor Supply, I was super excited. This is going to be my go-to. This is great. For some reason, it all of a sudden wasn't there anymore. And I panicked. I went to Walmart. It was at Walmart. So I was getting it at Walmart. Then it wasn't at Walmart anymore. I had to contact you guys because I'm like, look, you've got to tell me where to find this because my bunny is addicted. And I didn't want him to lose the momentum of eating healthily, because if they don't have that hay, the chewy hay, the actual hay, they can pass away. They can pass away. It's very important.
Yeah, it helps regulate their insides and keeps them
everything.
Because if they don't eat the hay, then they can have internal problems.
Yes,
and very quickly. Yeah. And then if they're eating too many things, they call it selective eating. So the bunny might say, ooh, I get addicted basically to this type of food. And they can get overweight and have issues. So, you know.
Yes, it's true. It's a very delicate digestive system.
Yes.
And you cannot feed them fresh food no matter how much they want it. Like we did give him like half a grape. We did give him like an eighth of a teaspoon of watermelon. You can't give him more than that. You can't, and it can make him very sick. Yeah. And like I said, with the Timothy hay, I don't mind. And he doesn't mind it, but he was getting despondent. And so that side salad brought him back to, he was, ta-da! There's some haze in there too. It's not just fruit or whatever. Yeah. There's really yummy haze. There's different grasses. Like I don't have the pack in front of me to see, but it wasn't just like a bunch of junk in there. It wasn't chemically changed or anything. It was like a group of things that really worked for them, that are actually really good for them in moderation.
And you're yeah. Because it's more of a treat. It's not considered a food. And so you want to have it as a little bit. But you're saying by using the Timothy hay, you saw a huge shift in his personality, because he was basically mourning the loss of your son, who was his first owner. And then that kind of helped him rebond with the other people around him. And that was an amazing story,
about eating. Yeah, he's so cute. You know, he will see, okay, so he shakes his head. Another sign that they're happy is they do a little hop and they shake their ears. So as soon as he hears that Ziploc open on the side salad bag, he does that. He hops and he shakes his ears. And I'm like, I know you're excited. And he just sits there waiting. But they're funny. You really have to pay attention to animals. They communicate. And rabbits are unique in the sense they don't make a lot of noise. So you don't know this is happy unless he's hopping, and they will do a spin. They can't back up. But what they do is a spin. He does a little spin in the morning to say good morning. He spins around, like not a lot, just once. He does a little circle like, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, I know, I got to feed you. I'm sorry. Get that hay in here.
Hey.
Now, he eats it with enthusiasm.
That's beautiful.
So I feel like the side salad really helped us in the bonding process because he thought, okay, they care about what I'm eating. You know what I mean? Because my son had him on organic stuff, and I don't really know everything about, but he had him on special stuff. And so I just was like, he was living with my son, and my son had his own house. So I had to do all this grassroots and rediscover what he would eat and what he wouldn't. He does love the Browns products. He does. Beautiful. And he doesn't like other brands. I hate to say it. I don't want to be mean, but he doesn't. Like, I don't waste money anymore trying to convince him to do something. If it's a little bit more expensive and it's really not that pricey, but if it's a little bit more expensive and he's going to eat it, I'm going to invest, because why buy some cheap stuff? It has fillers in it or whatever. You know what I mean? He won't eat it. And he will refuse to eat. He will refuse to eat for a long period of time, for a couple days. I've learned, you know what? Just give him the Browns and we're good. Just give him the Browns. Just give in. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. Yeah.
I love it.
It is what it is.
I think that's a perfect way to end this podcast. Just give them the Browns. We need t-shirts that say that. Yeah, just give them the Browns.
Exactly. Don't waste
Not waste your time.
Nope. You'll just be headed back to the store.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I thank you for your time, and this was
No
wonderful.
worries.
And thank you.
You're welcome.
From the neighbor's car, bunnies in the garage, got more than we all said. We're going to fetch just one little friend, but he came back with two, a bond to begin. Rose, Peter, black coat standing tall, and Augie by his side, two hearts in the hall. Now Peter's got it, he's wild and free, ain't no caged up bunny, just you wait and see. Just give him the Browns, can't you feel it? The south out of trees to watch him flip. Hey, no bunny buffet. Peter's living the high life every day. Peter hops up every morning for a bite. Malika waits on him for coffee's in sight. And with a wiggle and a spin, the show begins. Got his bunny moves pulling you right in. Shakes his head if the vibe ain't right. Thumps his foot, shows a little bunny fight. But hear that bag, feel the crackle loud. Peter's bouncing proud, he's feeling loud. So just give him the Browns, can't you feel it? South out of trees to watch him flip. Timothy, hey, no bunny buffet. Peter's living the high life every day. Side salad, sweet, fresh from the field. Ripe fruit, rich, hey, it's a bunny meal. Timothy, hey, pure through and through, just the good stuff, you know what it'll do. Keeps him hop when he's free to roam. Keeps that bunny heart feeling right at home. He's munching greens, roughage is dry. With browns in his bowl, he's living with pride. Just give him the Browns, can't you feel it? The south out of trees to watch him flip. Timothy, hey, a bunny buffet. Peter's living the high life every day. Oh, he's a rabbit with a taste for the best. Turns his nose up if it don't pass the test. Fillers and junk, he'll leave them behind. Only Browns for him, the clean, true kind. With his hop and spin, his sassy groove, Peter's got style, he's got the mood. He knows what he loves, only one thing will do. The brown side salad, fresh, clean, and true. Browns, can't you feel it? Side salad treats, so watch him flip. Timothy, hey, no bunny buffet. Peter's living the high life every day. Give him the Browns, yeah, don't wait a minute. He's a bunny king living to the limit. No fillers, no fuss, only the best around. Peter's strutting proud, he's taking his crown. Give him the crowns, yeah, don't wait a minute. He's a bunny king living to the limit. No fillers, no fuss, only the best around. Peter's strutting proud, he's taking his crown.